willing to understand how you can reduce powers of trig functions into simpler expressions? Then this proof will solve all your problems. This proof assumes that you understand the double and angle formulas for sine, cosine, and tangent. If you're not quite sure how we got those formulas, then check out my previous video. Otherwise, let's go on. So we know that cosine of 2 theta is going to be equal to cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. And we can rewrite this as 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, which is also the same as 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. So using these two equations, we can derive all the trig reduction formulas. So let's start off with sine. So we know that cosine of 2 theta is going to be equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Now if we add 2 sine squared theta to both sides and subtract cosine 2 theta from both sides, we're going to get that 2 sine squared theta is going to be equal to 1 minus cosine 2 theta. And then we can just divide both sides by 2 to get that sine squared theta is going to be equal to 1 minus cosine 2 theta all over 2. Now let's get the trig reduction formula for cosine. So we know that cosine of 2 theta is also the same as 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Now we can rearrange this expression and get that 2 cosine squared theta is going to be equal to 1 plus cosine 2 theta. And then we'll just divide both sides by 2 and get that cosine squared theta is going to be equal to 1 plus cosine 2 theta over 2. So notice that these two expressions or equations are actually very similar, and the only difference is the sign. So be careful when working with these formulas. And now using these two equations, we can also derive the tangent formula. So tangent squared theta is going to be equal to tangent theta times tangent theta, which is also just the same as sine theta over cosine theta multiplied by sine theta over cosine theta, which is also the same as sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. So that means that we can just plug in whatever we got here and here into this equation. So this is also the same as 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 2 over 1 plus cosine 2 theta over 2. And basically we just multiply 2 we can multiply this fraction by 2 over 2, which is the same as multiplying by 1. So the value doesn't change, but we can just rewrite it to make it cleaner. Now if we do this, you're going to notice that the 2's are just going to cancel out. So this 2 is going to cancel out with this 2, and this 2 is going to cancel out with this 2. So what we end up with is 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 1 plus cosine of 2 theta. So that is how we got the tangent squared theta, or the tangent trig reduction formula. So that's pretty much all there is for the trig reduction formulas. And these formulas will be very important when we move on to half angle formulas. So if this video has given you value, or you like this concise, no BS way of teaching, then please consider supporting the channel. Otherwise, good luck in your studies, and thank you for your attention.